Hello, I'm Matthew Stegner. In my role as Senior Investigator with the New York State Police Campus Sexual Assault Victims Unit, I investigate instances of sexual assault, dating violence, and stalking involving college students attending the 26 colleges and universities across New York State that I cover. My investigations include trauma-informed victim interviewing. Trauma-informed interviewing is a promising approach to questioning victims of sexual assault, domestic violence, and other traumatic incidents, in which interviewers are trained to recognize certain behaviors as indicators that a crime has occurred. Victims of sexual assault are trusting us, law enforcement professionals, with what is most often the worst thing that has ever happened to them. A neutral, professional, and compassionate response is what all law enforcement officers should strive for. The literature on trauma-informed interviewing and the neurobiology of trauma is expansive. One of the most comprehensive and informative bodies of work is End Violence Against Women International's excellent training module titled Effective Victim Interviewing, Helping Victims to Remember and Share Memories of Sexual Assault. While such training modules and abundance of literature on trauma-informed interviewing are valuable, what's lacking are practical, real-life examples of how law enforcement practitioners are actually applying their knowledge of neurobiology and the impact of trauma in their interviews with sexual assault victims. This video will provide you with 2 examples of law enforcement trauma-informed interviews with actors portraying sexual assault victims. Some overarching principles to be aware of when conducting a trauma-informed interview are sincere efforts to establish trust, rapport, and comfort for victims, encouraging victims to relay all the information they're able to at the time, use of non-leading questions or other open-ended prompts, encouragement of narrative responses with pauses and without interruptions, a focus on what the victim can recall thinking or feeling throughout the experience, expressions of patience, empathy, and understanding throughout the interview, and ensuring they understand that there's not a necessity for information to be provided in a sequential or logical order. Instructions not to guess at any answers and to say, I don't know. Not asking victims why they did or did not do something during the assault. Acknowledging that the victim may recall additional information as time passes. Though every sexual assault incident is unique and every victim is unique, this video will present 2 common scenarios. Both interviews include a sexual assault advocate. Such advocates are highly recommended anytime a law enforcement interview is going to occur. The first scenario involves a past tense or historical sexual assault with alcohol involvement. There is no immediate threat to the victim. This scenario will utilize a 2-part interview, which is preferred. The benefits of a 2-part interview are substantial. It can allow victims time to retrieve details of the sexual assault that may not present immediately at disclosure, and this allows law enforcement officers to create an environment where the victim feels comfortable and allow the law enforcement officer to obtain preliminary information as to better assist with a more in-depth, detailed second interview. Hey Lee, I'm Matt Stegner with the New York State Police. I appreciate you having me. I know you spoke briefly to your advocate, Nicole, so thank you both for meeting with me. It means a lot. I know a little bit about this incident, but not a lot. I was told by Nicole that you're not sure what you want to do yet, but I want you to know that I'm here to help out whatever way that I can. First of all, is this setup okay? It's okay that we have the door shut? Okay. If you need a break or anything like that, just let me know.
Okay.
I want to go at your pace. So if you have a question or need something, you can just call a timeout and we'll take a second and go from there, okay? So wherever you feel comfortable starting, if you want to tell me about this, I'm here to listen.
Okay. It was a Friday night and my roommate and I had decided we wanted to go out and kind of have fun, let loose. It had been a stressful week. And so we decided to go to a party. We were just drinking and having fun, dancing and talking. And I had a little bit too much to drink and I fell asleep or passed out on the couch, and I woke up and felt something inside of me, and then I looked down and I was being assaulted.
Okay. Okay. About how long ago did this happen?
About 6 months.
Okay. All right. And do you know the person that did this to you, or?
Met him once or twice before. I just know his first name. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I'm sorry, certainly, that this has happened. Are you okay if I ask a couple follow-up questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know you're not sure what you want to do yet, and I completely understand that and respect that. I just want to make sure that if you do decide to move forward, that we're not missing anything. So did you go receive any medical care, any hospital care for
No.
this? Okay, all right, that's okay. I understand. I also want you to know that I am not interested in investigating any underage drinking piece of this, okay? So I know Nicole had told me that you were nervous about that, and I understand your concerns for that, but I am interested in investigating the sexual assault.
Okay.
And should you decide to move forward, that is what the focus of my investigation would be, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions if you do decide to move forward with the criminal investigation of what that would look like, or any questions of me should this be the route that you want to go?
What would kind of be the next step
Yeah.
in the whole process?
Yeah, good question. So the next step is that we would pick a date to meet again.
Okay.
I'd conduct a more thorough interview and get some more information about the actual assault itself. And then I keep you posted. Usually what would happen is I would talk to your friend that was with you at the party, maybe talk to other people that were there, and then eventually find out who did this to you and interview him.
Okay.
And again, this would be a process that would include you, Nicole, and myself the whole way.
Okay.
And I'm going to work at your pace, okay? This is certainly a heavy thing that has happened, and I'm going to keep you in the loop on this.
Okay.
The last thing I want to do is have something, go in a direction that you don't want it to go. So,
Okay.
are you okay if I leave you my contact
Yeah,
information?
absolutely.
All right, so my number's on there. You can email me, call me, or you can work through Nicole and she can get a hold of me. And if it is something that you're interested in doing, I'll be the case agent on it, and we'll set up a date to have another talk, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Lee, nice to see you again. I appreciate it. Hi, Nicole. So Nicole got a hold of me and said that you are interested in moving forward with the police investigation. I do appreciate that. So same deal as before. I want to move at your pace. If you need a break, let me know. If you need
Okay.
a second to get something to drink, we're in no rush here, okay? I did remember some things we spoke about at our first meeting, but certainly if you wouldn't mind starting from the beginning again, or wherever you feel most comfortable, and we'll go from there. And then after that, I'll ask some follow-up questions, okay?
Okay.
All right, so go ahead.
My roommate and I had decided we wanted to go out, go to a party. We went, we were drinking, talking, laughing, having fun, and at some point I passed out on a couch, and I woke up and felt fingers inside of me, and I looked down and realized I was being assaulted.
Okay, all right. And you had told me that you did not seek medical care?
No.
Okay, all right. And this location where this happened, do you know where it is, or are you familiar with?
It's just one of the houses
Okay.
that usually holds parties kind of off campus.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. I also wanted to say that it's completely normal to not remember every part of this. It's completely normal. If I ask a question and you don't remember, to say I don't remember.
Okay.
It's totally fine and expected. This is certainly not something that anybody expects to have happen, so I am used to the fact that we're not going to be able to get everything chronologically, okay?
Okay.
And we'll deal for that. And it might be a situation, too, where after we talk today that something new comes to mind or you remember something, and I'd urge you to just write that down, and then we'll revisit and have another talk, okay?
Okay.
So what's your friend's name, your roommate that you went out with?
Maya.
Okay. And you and Maya are close friends, I'm assuming? or?
Yeah, we've been roommates for a couple of years.
Okay.
Not freshman year.
Okay. And you'd indicated that this person, you knew their first name?
Yes, Kyle.
But don't know their last name?
No.
Okay. Do you know who Kyle is, or what his connection to the other students are? Or?
He's Maya's boyfriend's friend.
Okay.
She doesn't really know him.
Okay.
Kind of met him maybe once or twice.
Okay.
And I had only heard of him
Okay.
and never really met him.
Okay. Have you seen him since the assault occurred, or?
No.
Okay. All right. When you were at this party, do you remember about what time you got to this house, or approximately what time the evening kind of got going?
We got there maybe 9:30, 10.
Okay.
And then probably started drinking like 10:15.
Okay. And you had indicated that you passed out or fell asleep. You said it was on a couch?
Yes.
Okay. What was the last thing you remember before laying your head down, if anything? Were you talking to anybody? Were you talking to Kyle? No?
I can't really remember. I just
Okay.
kind of felt really like dizzy and felt the need to go lay down.
Okay. All right. And now this will be the most difficult part of this, okay? So again, if you need a break or if you need a second, just let me know. I also want to let you know that the laws are really specific as far as what act constitutes what crime. So don't read too much into my questions. I just want to make sure that I am investigating the right crime. That's the only reason why I'm going to ask detailed questions about the assault, okay? So you said you woke up and realized that somebody's fingers were inside you. When you say inside you, can you tell me more about that, what that means?
They were inside my vagina.
Okay. And what was your position on the couch when this happened? If you remember, were you on your back?
I was kind of like slumped to this, like over the chair of the, kind of slumped to the side of the chair of the couch.
Okay. And what was the position of your clothing, like your pants or underwear?
I was wearing a tank top and a skirt.
Okay.
So kind of, they were still on.
Okay. All right. It does not matter at all what you or anybody else was wearing in the context of a sexual assault. It's irrelevant. But for me, I do like to know what the survivors of sexual assault were wearing when this happened, because when I do talk to Kyle, I want to be able to recreate what was happening.
Okay.
So these questions, don't read into them. It's just for me, when I do make contact with Kyle, and if he claims that he can't remember, sometimes prompts like what you were wearing or who else was in the room was helpful, okay? So you said you were wearing a skirt. Were you wearing any underwear?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know if the underwear was slid over, completely taken off, or if you don't remember?
I don't really remember.
Okay, that's totally understandable. When Kyle had his fingers inside you, it was in your vagina only, not in your anus?
Yes, vagina only.
All right. When you woke up and realized this was happening, can you tell me what happened next?
I kind of woke up and it was still happening, so I kind of just pretended to still be asleep.
Okay.
Until he finished, and then he left the room.
Okay.
And I kind of maybe laid there for a couple minutes just trying to process what happened.
Okay.
And then I went to find my roommate, and I told her I wanted to go, and we left, and then I did tell her what happened when we got back to the apartment.
Okay. Can you remember what he was wearing when this happened?
I'm pretty sure like maybe a t-shirt and shorts.
Okay. Nothing crazy sticks out? Okay.
Just like a t-shirt and shorts.
Okay. What was going through your mind while you were laying there? You said you had woken up and realized that you were being assaulted. Can you tell me what thoughts were in your mind or what you were thinking?
I just didn't know what was happening. I was very confused, little like dizzy, like hazy, but just confused and trying to figure out and put the pieces together.
Okay. Was there any consensual activity that occurred between you and Kyle previous to this? That is, were you guys kissing or anything beforehand?
Maybe a little light flirting, but nothing that I had wanted to pursue.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Is there anybody else besides Maya at the party that would have seen Kyle there that could confirm that he was at the party that you know well, or?
Maya's boyfriend was there.
Okay.
He might remember seeing Kyle there, but there was a lot of people there.
I understand.
So I didn't quite recognize everybody.
Okay. Do you remember anything else about Kyle that evening? You said that maybe you had talked to him or some flirting. Anything else stick out about?
He was drinking too.
He was, okay.
And that's kind of the only thing.
Did he mention anything at all about what he does or what his major is or anything that you can remember?
Not really, no.
Okay. Have you heard from him since this happened?
No.
Okay. Have you been in this house again since this happened, or?
No.
Okay. I am going to get to the house at some point. I just want to make sure I have an idea of where the assault occurred. Would you be comfortable, if you're able to remember, just drawing a quick sketch of the area where this happened? Was the couch off in a side room, or
Okay, yeah.
wherever the couch was located, if you could just draw what you remember, and again, to the best of your ability, okay? It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. Just so when I go there, I can get an idea of where this occurred.
And then there was kind of like a bookcase behind it.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And the color of the couch?
It was
or?
a navy blue kind
Okay.
of color, maybe black. It was
Okay.
darker in the light.
Okay, that's good to know. And the bookshelf's going to be right over here. That's what I'm
Yes.
looking for?
Yep.
Okay, if you could just show your initials and just put the date in the bottom corner, I'd appreciate that. And thanks for sketching that out for me. It just gives me an idea of when I photograph this area, what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Is Maya the first person that you told about this?
Yeah.
Okay, and to the best of your knowledge, she doesn't know Kyle? Okay.
Not really. I
Okay.
mean, maybe she's met him once or twice, but doesn't really have a strong attachment
Got
to
it.
him.
In your opinion, if I were to contact her, she is somebody that wouldn't tell Kyle?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Okay, so I'll get her information
Yeah.
from you as well. Do you have anything else that you think I should know? Any text messages? Has Kyle ever reached out to you on Snapchat or Instagram
No,
or anything like that?
not
No?
really.
Okay. Is there anything else that you think would be helpful that I should know about this assault that occurred to you?
No,
Okay.
nothing that comes to mind.
Okay. So like I said, it's perfectly normal to have some things come to mind after I leave here. Usually your mind will be spinning and you'll think of all this stuff. I'd urge you to write this stuff down and
Okay.
keep it in a safe place, okay? You still have my contact information. You can call me anytime, or you can get a hold of Nicole and we can meet again, okay? I want to let you know that I'm probably going to talk to Maya next.
Okay.
And then sooner than later, I'll figure out who Kyle is and make
Okay.
contact with him. When I do determine who Kyle is, do you feel like you'd recognize him if you saw him again? Or?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good to know. Do you have any questions for me or any concerns about anything? Or
Not really, no.
okay. Do you feel like your immediate safety is in jeopardy from Kyle? Or?
No.
Okay. All right. So it's good for me to know. Okay. I'll keep you in the loop as far as what's happening. We'll stay in touch. If you have a concern or something comes up, like I said, just give me a call.
Okay.
And we'll go from there, okay?
All right, thank
All right,
you.
thank you so much, Lee.
Thank you.
The second scenario involves a recent sexual assault involving intimate partner violence. The victim has already received medical care and has provided a sexual offense evidence collection kit. Because this event involves a safety concern for the victim, a more in-depth first interview is necessary. To present the most realistic scenarios possible, I haven't been provided with any information regarding this report other than what's been presented. This is not a scripted, sanitized scene, but rather the closest thing to a real-life police victim interview available. Hey, Julia. My name's Matt Stegner. I'm an investigator with the state police. Hi, Nicole. Nicole contacted me and said that you wanted to speak with me about something that's happening right now. I do appreciate you meeting with me. Is it okay, the setup that we're sitting here? Obviously, it's a private situation, so are you okay with the door being shut?
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
that's fine.
I want to go at your pace. I know that it's been a long 24 hours here for you, but my number one concern is your safety. So that's the reason that we have to move a little bit quicker than I normally like to. I do still want to move at your pace, so if you need a break, just let me know. If you need something to drink, we can totally call time out and go from there, okay? I also want you to know that it's okay to not have answers to all of my questions. It's okay to not remember certain things. It's perfectly normal. That happens most times in these types of situations. And if you need a minute to gather yourself or you need some time, that's totally okay too. So I know a little bit about what's going on, but certainly not all of it. It sounds like that you were or are in a relationship with a young man named Ray. But beyond that, I don't know anything else. So wherever you feel comfortable starting, if you would tell me what's going on, I'm all ears.
So Ray and I have been living together for a little bit now. We've kind of been on and off for a few years, but recently we moved in together. And things have not been going too great lately. He's been really controlling and just not really letting me, go out when I want to. And so I decided that I wanted to end things with him. So I went home the other night and I tried to tell him, and he did not take it so well. And I told him that I didn't want to do anything and that I just wanted to leave and go somewhere else because I didn't want to be around him. And then he pushed me on the bed and he assaulted me.
Okay. So I know this is really difficult, and I appreciate you sharing this with me. Could you tell me more about what you mean by him assaulting you?
Well, he pushed me onto the bed, and I kept telling him that I didn't want to do this. But then eventually, he took off my clothes and he started to rape me. And once he started, I couldn't really do anything. I just kind of sat there like frozen. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to tell him to stop, but I couldn't. I didn't know what to do, and I felt like I wasn't in control of my body anymore. And so I just kind of sat there.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened after he assaulted you?
I kind of waited for him to, lie down, and eventually he fell asleep because it was later in the night. And so I got up and I called my mom, and she, came and picked me up, and I've been at the house ever since.
Okay. And I was also told that you did go to a hospital and you did provide a sexual assault evidence collection kit. Okay. All right. Okay, so like I indicated at the beginning of this, I know it's been a very long 24 hours, but I am concerned about your safety. Obviously, you and Ray were staying together, so that's why I want to move a little bit quicker than normal with this. So, the law is pretty specific with these types of events as you're reporting, okay? So I'm going to ask some follow-up questions if you're okay with that, but please don't read into them too much. It's just me ensuring that I'm investigating the right crime and making sure that we're on the same page with this, okay? And certainly with any of these follow-up questions, again, if you don't remember, it's okay to say I don't remember, or if you have a question as to why I'm asking it, you can stop me and ask me, okay? So you had indicated that when Ray came over, you had verbalized a couple times that you didn't want this to happen. Can you tell me more, or to the best of your ability, what that language was or what you said to him?
I just remember he was kind of trying to touch me, and I kept trying to tell him that I didn't want to do anything, and I asked him to stop, and eventually I knew he wasn't listening, so I just stopped talking.
Okay, I understand. And you used the term rape as well. Can you tell me what that term means to you?
He put his penis inside my vagina.
Okay. Did he do anything else as far as using his hands on any part of your body or anything like that?
I mean, he just touched me.
Okay.
Nothing specific.
Okay. Can you tell me what was going through your mind while you were being assaulted while this was happening?
I just remember not believing that it was happening. I know stuff like this has happened to other people, but I never thought it would happen to me, especially with him.
Okay. How long have you and Ray been together for?
On and off for like 2 years, maybe.
Okay. And how long have you been living together for?
A few months.
Okay. Did he use a condom during this assault? Mm-hmm. Okay. And did he say anything during the assault or immediately after the assault that you can remember?
I can't remember.
Okay. Have you spoken to him since the assault occurred?
No. He keeps trying to call me, but I won't answer.
Okay. Is there anything else about what happened that you think is important that you think would be helpful to me or that I should know about the day of the assault?
I can't remember anything right now.
Okay, that's understandable. So you're staying with your mom right now? Okay. So what I'd like to do is get some things in place relating to an order of protection that will require some paperwork that we will do. And what I'm going to do is provide you with my contact information. If you think of anything else, you can get a hold of Nicole or get a hold of me. If he contacts you or if you see him, I want you to call me immediately. Or if you are in fear or if you see him, dial 911, okay? But we're going to get some things in place immediately. You had told me that your mom was the first person that you told about this happening? Okay, and I'll get that information from you as well. It doesn't matter at all what you're wearing. No person deserves to be sexually assaulted. It is helpful for me as an investigator to know what clothing you were wearing. Just when I go to question Ray, I want to be able to recreate that event. So if you remember, do you remember what you were wearing when he came over and during the assault?
I was wearing jeans and like a t-shirt.
Okay, all right. And this happened in the bedroom? Is there just one bedroom in the apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. Any roommates or anything like that?
Just us.
Just you two, okay. Do you have classes together, or do you see each other at school ever? Or?
I mean, he knows my schedule,
Okay.
but we don't have any classes together.
Okay, all right. Do you have any questions for me about this?
Just what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
my first concern is I want to keep you safe. So what I'm going to do is put some things in place to get an order of protection to keep him away from you. The next step is I'm going to talk to your mom and then eventually to him and piece together all the evidence that I can in this case. So I'll keep you posted on that process. We'll continue to stay in touch. And before anything's going to happen, if an arrest is going to occur, you will know. Okay? And certainly, I'd ask you to continue to rely on Nicole, your advocate, but you can get a hold of me anytime if any new questions come up, okay?
Okay.
Anything else that you think I should know or any other questions? Okay, here's my contact information. My cell phone number is on there. I do prefer phone calls instead of text, so just give me a call. If I can't pick up, I'll call you right back, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks so much. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right.